Hey friends, welcome back to the podcast. We're going to be doing a brand new, what I'm calling a summer series, where we have shorter, bite-sized episodes over the next 6 weeks that will be more unfiltered, unedited. Some of my stream of conscious thoughts, specifically focusing on the mindset gaps that I have noticed coming up for overachieving women. This summer series is going to be focusing on the mindset of success. That's the entire intention of this 6-part series. We're going to be focusing on the success mindset. And before we can talk about the success mindset, every episode is going to first walk through the actual barrier that's in the way of you having the success mindset. If you're brand new to me, hello and welcome. I am Dr. Priyanka Venugopal. I'm a physician turned stress and weight loss coach. And a lot of my mission on this podcast is to share stories, strategies, evidence-based frameworks that will help you move the needle to achieving your health goals, your weight loss goals, and your life goals. If you've been following along for any period of time, you know that I've been talking about a concept called $1,000,000 skills. I define a $1,000,000 skill as a skill that transcends any one goal. It is a skill set that once you learn it and once you practice it and master it, it gets into the toolbox that you have for life. And it's a skill set that will help you move the needle forward towards the life you want for yourself. That means that a $1,000,000 skill set transcends just weight loss. It transcends your calendar and your constraints. It's the part of the process that teaches your brain how to become an expert at troubleshooting and navigating obstacles rather than staying stuck in the problem. I want the very first episode of this summer series to kick off with one of the biggest barriers that I see with overachievers. And I'm saying this because this is me as well. I still fall into this trap. And that is having all or nothing thinking. All or nothing thinking for the overachiever sounds something like, if I can't do it 100%, if I can't do it perfectly, then I might as well not try. Or if I can't do 100%, then it probably won't make a difference at all. When you think some flavor of, if I can't do it perfectly, then why bother trying? Or if I can't do 100%, then this is not worth my effort. I want you to check in with how you feel. As a quick summary, all of our behavior is driven by the think, feel, act cycle. You have certain thoughts about yourself and your life and your goal, and the thoughts you have create a feeling in your body. That's where that feeling of excitement, commitment, or motivation comes from versus deflated, disappointment, and discouraged. So when the overachiever thinks, if I can't do it perfectly, or if I can't do this 100%, then why bother trying? This type of all or nothing thinking is really a convenient way for the overachiever to not take small, imperfect action today. One of the biggest reasons that overachievers get stuck in the loop of all or nothing thinking is because the idea of doing something imperfectly, the idea of messing up or doing something halfway feels so uncomfortable that your brain creates very convincing, convenient, and compelling stories to not even try. You're likely someone that hates failing. You don't want to look like you're trying too hard. You want to be impressive and have all the answers all the time. So let's follow this one mindset all the way through to the end. When you have the thought, if I can't do it perfectly, why bother trying? Or if I can't put in 100% effort, then this is not worth trying. And you feel that feeling of deflated, your energy goes low, your motivation gets completely zapped. Let's check in with what you do next. What does your action line look like? Most of us will take our foot completely off the gas. We'll throw our entire strategy out the window. One of the reasons I wanted this to be episode 1 in the summer series is because summer and vacations and holidays, like this time of year, is the perfect time that the overachiever might say, well, it's summer vacation and I can't do my plan 100%, or I can't dedicate 100% of my effort or my calendar to my health goals. And so let me just completely let it go. And so why bother trying? It's that all or nothing mindset where overachievers lose massive gains in small increments because of this mindset, the all or nothingness of how we come into our summer vacations, our holidays, and our weekends, that takes the overachiever completely off track. And if you really check in with how that all or nothing mindset feels, and even the all or nothing behavior that it leads to, it doesn't actually feel good even in the moment. Not only does it feel terrible to go completely to zero, you sabotage the gains that you did have and you experience a lot of regret on the other side. And then overachievers, because we get stuck in this loop, keep ourselves on the perfectionism hook. We keep waiting for the perfect time, the perfect space, the perfect calendar, the perfect circumstances so that we can put in 100% effort. But here's the mistake. You don't actually need A++ effort and execution to experience real wins. So here's what I want to leave you with in this episode. Start to catch your all or nothing thoughts. Pay attention to what the downstream effect is when you keep that all or nothing thinking. When you believe you have to wait for the perfect calendar, the perfect space, and the perfect circumstances to prioritize your health. How does it actually feel? Do you notice that you keep kicking off this goal to later and later and later? Just this awareness is going to help you develop your $1,000,000 skill. Catch the thoughts you're having that are laced in all or nothing thinking. When you have that idea that you have to do it all, or you have to do it perfectly, or why bother trying, stop and catch yourself. And once you start to catch that all or nothing thinking, you won't be able to unsee it. And then if you want to take what we're talking about here on the podcast and take it to the next level, ask yourself this one question. What would B-level work look like? If I don't have the perfect calendar, if I can't do 60 minutes at the gym, if I can't do this 100% perfectly, what would 85% look like? What would 15 minutes look like? What would it look like if I just focused on one habit this week? Giving ourselves permission to do mediocre work, but doing it more consistently is actually going to create so many more results. And it feels better, especially during your summer. So to recap, episode 1 of the summer series is to start catching your all or nothing thinking. Where are you looking for or waiting for the perfect calendar, the perfect amount of time, the perfect effort to create your results? And how is that mindset actually costing you from creating wins this week? Start asking yourself different questions. How might just doing B-level work consistently actually move the needle for you farther? Here's one caveat I want to share because I am an expert at living in the land of all or nothing. Nothing is going wrong if you notice yourself coming back to that mindset. It's a really practiced mindset, particularly for the overachiever. It's likely one of the ways that you did really well in school and early on in your career, but it's also the mindset that keeps you stuck in other parts of your life. It's a lot of pressure to put on yourself to wait for perfect conditions and perfect effort, and it creates a lot of stress. So if you do notice yourself slipping back into all or nothing thinking, don't get mad at yourself. Just catch it with some humor, catch it with some compassion. That's what I do. I always remind myself, of course, there I go again, going back to a very practiced pattern, but let that awareness be enough to keep your foot on the gas towards your goals. It doesn't have to be 100%. Even 85% can create massive wins. I hope you enjoyed the very first episode of our summer series, these bite-sized episodes that are going to be fairly unedited, more off the cuff, and really something I'm noticing coming up for overachievers based on the coaching I do every single week for my clients. Thanks for spending your time with me today. I hope you all have an amazing day, an amazing week, and are enjoying your summers in the best ways possible. If this podcast has been resonating with you, leave us a rating and review. And if you're enjoying the podcast and you're not on my email list, I strongly encourage you to join my email list. I share exclusive content, stories, strategies, skills, and tools on my email list that I don't share anywhere else. I will tell you that email is a love language, so I do send a lot of emails. You can get on my email list by heading over to burnstressloseweight.com/email. Drop your information and make sure you head over to your inbox and check your promotions folder. Drag and drop us to your inbox so you don't miss a single message from us. Have an amazing day, my friends, and I'll see you next week.